Hey, let me check in with Spphr Flms by Alona Andrews. Um, this is, I think, chapters 9 to 15, unless I've missed something along the way, which actually puts me, oh, actually 9 to 14, which puts me very close because I think chapter 15 is just a very long end of the thing where we're probably going to have the big showdown battle. Um, we had sort of a little climax in chapter 14, but I will get to that in a second. So, man, I really could have sworn I did a little mini one in here, but maybe I didn't. Um, the whole chase to the mall, Alessandro, the very mysterious, raven-haired, dark Italian, or 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 is he a South American assassin, super hottie, comes and if not rescues her, definitely guides her away before the backup comes. She actually does a heck of a lot of the killing there, pretty brutal, and is really freaked out by his easy way with killing. At least she thinks it's easy way with killing. Um, they There's this whole thing with the security guard. There's the head of security is a real incompetent. He gets turfed. Oh yeah, because like I was talking all about how I thought, okay, there's something up with him. Maybe he's gotten bought off. But the new security guard who finds his corpse dangling from the thing because Brayford or whatever the hell the name of the big bad guy who has snakes, psychic snakes that rip people apart, um, basically wanted to send a message by like, there's no escape, nobody can escape, and so they killed him. And the new head of security, the one that Grandma seems to have a bit of a relationship with, is like the guy was a careerist. All he was interested in was using people as stepping stones up his career. He didn't really care about the actual job. He was not careful. He was looking to basically get to Ragnar, who is I guess the big heavy guy who's married to Nevada, and he was looking at Caitlin as Catalina as a stepping stone to that. Well, he stepped right off a cliff and has been eviscerated. Now, when they get attacked again, it's by one of these sort of weird kind of mutant primes, super powerful magic users, which seems to be some kind of it's they've been mutated and given a serum and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, and the big super bad guy has been suddenly expanding a lot in power over the last little while, and they go, oh, he's been getting these mutants, and indeed, they figure out that the woman was being hired, that the woman, Runa's mother, was being hired to wanted her to assassinate like the head of the mages, kind of like big council. Like he's like a super powerful political mage, and they go to him, and it's like, yes, okay, well, I'm going to swear you in. You are going to become a kind of a deputy, you, Catalina, and Alexandra Seguro will be your bodyguard, so he'll be kind of afforded some protection. And it turns out that someone has broken in and stolen some of the serum, and are indeed they've been that Brayford seems to have been using his powers to using his wealth and everything to produce um, these super twisted, probably fairly mentally deficient but very powerful magic users, um, twisting their bodies as well, and probably having a very high death rate. And it turns out that Haley, the daughter, can pull away toxins and stuff like that. So they probably had kidnapped her to use her talent to increase the survival rate. But they need proof, and that proof is probably going to be Catalina, not Catalina, is this this woman who, oh, what the hell? They figured out that whole internet search thing where they were kind of going through social media and they tracked it down to this woman who seems to be into the kind of biotech, but is also a magician, a mage, and look who she's part of the Brayford fan club, and indeed is working for him, but they need the proof. But she hardly ever goes out of her family compound. Turns out she's going to the opera. So they show up at the opera. She, Alessandro, and the powerful guy, Linton, something like that. I'll have to look up names. Um, and they go there, and she is there. Oh, Brayford is there. Brayford is there with some super lumbering ox of a bodyguard who apparently can just kind of he turns into a rage monster, and then you launch him at someone. Unfortunately, she and her sister killed his one brother and put him in the hospital. So he basically has one look at her, explodes into rage and attacks. Alessandro says, "I've got this. You go after Kit. Go after the woman, whose name I can't remember at the moment." She uses her powers on him, finds out yes, indeed, that's exactly what's been happening, and that they've been using Haley. She records all this stuff. It gets encrypted and put up into the thing. Brayford shows up and says, "Okay, you're walking out of here with me, you and your phone," not realizing the phone has already uploaded all the information. But he brought in a magus or something, some kind of other kind of thing. He's impervious to her siren call, but the other guy isn't. Uses it on her. He launches himself. The guy attacks Brayford. Brayford's snakes things basically eat his face off. And by that point, Alessandro shows up as they're going out. It's like, okay, they turn around and they go to face him and says, "Okay, I've got him. You go with Lystra to figure out to give your testimony, basically testimony and proof." And that seems to take quite a while. All that by the time they've done all that, everybody's gone. I think they were pretty far off by that point. And it's like Alessandro. Oh, the key climax in all of this is that they actually break off from the party earlier, because they're hoping that the woman's going to come to the washroom. She never does. However, they have a big smoochy section. Well, actually, it's more of a like, why would you say I'm a liar? It's like, well, because you don't tell me the truth. Because you're supposedly an assassin, but assassin wouldn't do all this stuff. Wouldn't comfort a young boy. Wouldn't help a little dog. You wouldn't do all that stuff. So you're lying to me, and it makes me so angry. And she starts crying, and suddenly she's in his arms, and they're big smoochies, and he's kissing, and suddenly her top is off, and he's sucking at her nipples, and it's like, oh, we're getting super hot. And then suddenly she opens her eyes and realizes her feathers are out. I wonder if those are sapphire feathers, Spphr Flms. I don't know. And it's like, oh my god, I'm using my power on you. Oh my god, oh my god. It's like, and he's like, like, look, yes. So you think you've bewitched me. So do you want me to stay here? Yes, I want you to stay here. At which point he turns around and walks out of the room. It's like, holy shit. She doesn't seem to have any effect on him. And what the powerful judge, parliamentary head dude, whose name I can't remember right now, who deputized her as a sheriff mage or whatever, says, it's like, well, it's probably because he's actually in love with you, which makes him impervious to your powers. That he's actually it's true love, so it's 1 in 1,000,000. And it's like, holy crap. And that's the kind of the last realization. Now it's off to probably what's going to be the big battle, because she hasn't still hasn't gotten in contact with her after basically being in severe battle with this guy. And it's like they need to track down where he's at, where the lab is at, so they can save Haley, and obviously, save Alessandro, that super hottie. But yeah, so there just seems to be the definite theme in all this is woman loses control over desire, embarrasses herself, or has to gives in to her forbidden desire for this guy who must be all wrong for her. She must be lying. He's got this dark past. There's all these girlfriends who are like, oh, how dare you be here, and how dare that you would lower yourself to her after you've been with so many. We've been with great people, with my sister, with it's like so. Um, she, all the signs are that everyone else thinks that he's completely out of her league, but they seem to be like crazy for each other. So yeah, that is where I'm at with Spphr Flms, which is silly but well paced, and so silly, well paced, romantic, action packed fun. All right, more videos later.